many time how many times have you maybe heard work smarter, not harder? Well, today I thought I'd hop on and just share some of what it's been like to be in the workforce for a long time, why I started using automation, how I started using automation, and what it's done for me. So today I shared a personal story, if you didn't catch that earlier, and I thought it's important to try to share a bit more as far as what my backstory is, because my channel, as you know, it's called like Anne Marie Waltz, Think Your Way to a Million. And as much as I teach, stuff about like, we need to learn how to make money, we all do. We all start somewhere. If we go way back, I wanted to be a hairstylist ever since I could remember. And I was able to do that, but I also did it in a bit of a different way. I remember the very first time stepping into a salon, and what I saw was the future. And I didn't want to be where I saw the ladies that had like 20 years, 10 years, 20 years, 15. Some of them had been doing it 30 years, and that time goes by fast, and what I saw was a bunch of women working way too hard. Eh, they were grouchy, they were burned out, and I just knew that I didn't want that for myself. So then I worked in a lot of different salons at the time. I've been in the hair industry now for 30 something years. And so, what does this have to do with automation? Everything, I must tell you. My backstory, which includes back in 2001, I had a hair client absolutely insist that I have an online booking or they were going to leave me. Now, 2001 was a long, long, long time ago. It was 25 years ago. And here we are in 2026. So, what happened? One, I don't know about you, but I don't like to be told what to do. I imagine you probably don't like to be told what to do, right? And so I wasn't going to take the ultimatum. And the ultimatum was if I didn't get online booking, she was going to leave me. Well, so she left because I didn't get online booking. After she did leave, though, it did create curiosity. And the curiosity was what's online booking, especially in 2001? Well, back then, the only companies that could have access to software to run businesses would have been at an enterprise level. And here I was, a hairstylist, and I was a solo operator. I didn't have a big salon. I just had a dream. I had a passion. I wanted to help people look good, feel good. And didn't have family yet. I was married, but we didn't start our family yet. And I was just trying to get my career going. But I did find back then there was a small, small software company that actually was able to offer services for online booking. And again, the first iPhone wasn't out. So imagine having something before the first iPhone, which I can tell you now why I am so emphatic about having automation within a business. I've also shared on my channel that we own an auto repair garage. So 11 years ago, my husband didn't have anything automated. He was just using voicemail at the time to be able to respond back and tell people, okay, this is what's wrong with your car. And then he'd have to put the car, the car'd be up on the lift. He'd have to bring it down. He'd have to pull the car back out and so on and so forth. So there was a lot of time wasted. So when I share that what I know is what I know, it's because we still own a garage. I still have a hair extension business. Now, by automating not only the booking, but having a smart website where you have enough information on your business website to better assist the possible new consumer that might want to do business with you is still important 20 something years later. And then now, what's phenomenal is that there's conversation AI. And I'll be sharing some of my dashboards because over the last few years, I've have actual documentation of, say, it was being called missed call text back, where, what do you do when your phone rings and you miss a call? Do you just go, okay, I missed a call? When you miss a call and you don't have a system implemented to be able to respond back with a text message, or now there's voice AI, then what happens is you can really wind up losing money. And this is real. And so then you have to work harder, and working harder is just like work can sometimes be a four-letter word, right? Don't you want to go have FUN? So I worked in probably 8 different salons until I finally settled on wanting to have my own business. And that was in 1999. So if you are wanting to start your own business, you need to have a business plan, you need to have a system, you need to have support, and I'm telling you, you need to have automation. And it's I never thought at this point of my life that I'd be uh, having a YouTube channel in the fashion that I have. My first YouTube channel, I believe I started it in 2008, and that would be for the salon. So that's another hot tip that I can give you, is that if you are going to start a business, start your YouTube channel. If you have a YouTube channel and you want to start a business, well, you already have the YouTube channel. Now you need to have a system. So if you want to know more about the systems that I use, they happen, the info's down below. I'm really excited right now to be able to share very soon that I was offered a sponsorship as an affiliate with my favorite software company. And so I just really wanted to just kind of do a bit of a personal piece, because when I started this Think Your Way to a Million channel, it was because I saw other people doing extremely well at doing YouTube, sharing what they're good at within business. And I'm going to keep continually sharing the different ideas. The other thing I can tell you right now is that when it comes to having a YouTube channel, there's not so much a manual. You just have to do it. Just show up. In one of my previous videos from the beginning of this channel, I can tell you that there are some administration setups that you can do, as far as asking, say, ChatGPT, if you're concerned or you're self-conscious, you're not comfortable yet going live, ask ChatGPT some tips as far as, like, say, trolls. And then what you can do is you can take those comments and you can go to your settings in your YouTube studio under, I think it's under customizations, but moderations. And then you can just actually put those kind of concerns in there. You can hit save. And this way, when you do a live broadcast, you can have some of that stuff be moderated for you. So that way, if you need to do a live by yourself and you don't have like an extra sidekick or another person moderating your live chat, and sometimes you might get maybe a not nice comment, it can be taken care of. But the other thing too that you want to do when you have a YouTube channel is you want to ask people and your followers to engage with you, because that's what social is about. It's about being social. And the beautiful thing is that the more you show up, the better you'll get at making your videos. I tell you, when I first came at this, I was just like, yeah, oh yeah. I had this really, really big idea that I thought maybe that I could, I could make $1 million in 1 year. And I didn't quite make it. Right? but that's okay. In the meantime, what I have done is I've learned a lot. I've made some friends. I've learned how to uh, how to study like the algorithm. And my style is that I am an educator at heart. So like these are today's notes. And see, like I'm really real. Okay. So here's June 2nd. And what I did was I wanted to take a look right here at one of the reports in the back because I wanted to analyze where my traffic's coming in from, where I could improve because there's always room for improvement. Wanted to find out, is YouTube suggesting me? And there's a lot of good there. I did find that most of my traffic is my viewers. Most of you are here in the United States, and then let's see, which we're really most of you are from the East Coast of all places. The one state that watches the most happens to be Connecticut. I happen to be in Massachusetts, and then for then there was Canada, UK, Scotland, and I didn't even finish writing down the rest of the countries. But my point is this: you you have a story, share your story, and if you want to grow your channel, share your story. Invite people into your life. That's the advice that I was given. Is it easy to do sometimes? You get used to it. And I think the what I find fascinating is this. Right now, a lot of people are pushing so much AI, right? AI, clone yourself, AI, clone yourself. And I shared this on a previous episode. I tried for a year. It would be a year and a half ago. And some of my, if you go to my older content, I was playing around with like digitally cloning myself. There are some time saving use cases for doing so. But I also think that what's really, really working at this point is actually just showing up live, unscripted, because life is unscripted and we can't get away from that. But when it comes to running a business, like what I love, like right now, okay, is that I get to be live with you right now. But what's running in the background on my business is that the systems that I talk about, they'll go to my phone. And sometimes when it comes to business, this is one thing that I know for sure. You get a lot of the same questions about the same services, and those don't change over decades of time. And my use case of using automation as it did start 20 years ago, what it also did was, if you check out my video from yesterday, is that as a business owner, it will help you not have burnout. Because if once you have a business for a long time, and say you're in the service, one of the service based businesses, and you're doing appointment based, you need to run your business on appointments. I can tell you that your mind probably isn't going to shut off just because it's 5 o'clock. And then everybody's lives are run at different times. And it's great to have a system such as like conversation AI, where there's an autoresponder. You can call it an autoresponder if you want, that is able to respond back to the customer that might be trying to get in touch with you. And that is such a lifesaver, because you need to be with your family when you are with your family. And my family, I'm guilty of making a lot of content, so I'll throw myself under the bus right now. Um, Sometimes what we actually need to do is actually put the devices away. But again, if you have a system in the background running that can be able to pick up the slack after hours, it works great. Now, going back to me saying that we have an auto repair garage where my husband wasn't automated like 11 years ago, the impact of that has been astronomical because when you have systems in place, your time efficiency it just speeds things up, and it's just keeps the wheels going on a business so that you can't be at all places at all times. And now he has two-way texting, uh, and that I tell you, when you have two-way texting in your business, if you don't have that, you need to get it. And the thing that's very fascinating about a YouTube channel in the fashion that I've been doing it is, and with the years of experience that I have, is that I never know if who's going to be visiting. Do you have a lot of experience? Do you have no experience? Are you somewhere in the middle? Because it's been quite interesting for the last, I say, 3.5 years when ChatGPT came out, because it was like, wow, what is this? It's been 3.5 years now, not 3.5 weeks. And if you're an early adopter like myself, or you like technology and you like gadgets, it's just, I can't put words to it. You just have to try it. And I'm looking to grow my community with the likes of you that want to join me, because I do use the best all in one platform to be able to build my smart websites with, build my community websites with. And if you are looking to actually build something, and like say you have an interest in like Legos, then you just gotta join my community, because this is gonna be one hell of a ride. I've got big plans for the next 6 months and beyond, which I want them to include you, because I love helping other people work smarter, not harder. And I went to dinner with one of my friends the other night, and she was so reluctant a few years ago to try automation in her business. And so the thing that she had shared with me was this, and it made me laugh. She said, "You know what really stopped me in my tracks?" I said, "What's that?" She goes, "When you told me, well, okay, when she goes, you were polite to me, but it was like this." What stuck with her was that I had told her, I'm like, "Okay, fine. You don't want to use AI in your business. No worries." And then she said what I did was, like, if this was my laptop, I shut it and I said, "You don't have to use AI, but you know something? Your competitor is going to be." And then I changed the subject, because it's really true. You might hate AI. You might loathe AI. I understand. But you know something? If it helps you get a customer faster, then you're going to be able to not work so hard, because $100 is $100 is $100 is $100. Math never changes. But how you make $100, that's a completely different story. So my storytelling zigs and it zags. I get that. But I also don't know at what time that you might be hopping on one of my lives. So I'm going to take you on a journey. I'm going to take you on another part of my story. So at one point, let's see, I've been doing hair now 34 years. And so if we back up 20 years ago, it'd be 2006. I was in a class and they said you could make $1,000 to $4,000 for a hair appointment. I was like, "What?" And so it turned out to be, it was going to be about hair extensions. And what I want to talk to you right now is that it's not so much the hair extensions, it was that there was another way to make this a different way, a different way. And I'm going to say, for me, it was going to be the smarter way, and it happened to be hair extensions, but it happened to be systemized. And that's all that you really, really, truly need is you need an idea, you need a system, you need a whole bunch of you're gonna make it happen, and implementation, uh, customers, good reviews, and then wash, rinse, and repeat. So it's a matter of having a system. So can you imagine 20 years ago? Because like I have been in plenty of rooms where hairstyling is a tough, tough industry. It's really not for the faint of heart. If you happen to have a hairstylist in your life, be kind to them. Be kind to them. Um, I wound up going down the road of becoming an educator. So I had already had X amount of years being trained by Redken. I taught across the country, large platform work, hair shows, setting up workshops for multi-million dollar companies. I didn't even know what that meant back then. I just knew that I got to dress all in black. I'd get sent to a cool location. I'd have to like set up my I'm still making mini diagrams, right? Because we used to have to do here you go. I doodle now, right? Here you go. So I used to have to make flip charts. So I maybe had a different approach to um what it meant to have a salon or a salon business. And that was the other thing is that I leaned more towards the analytical business side of things. And I became a very technical hairstylist that knew that when I went to work, that I was going in to make money. And it's a very emotional trade. And the topic alone about money, like this, people fight about this stuff when I just want to help people realize that you don't have to be stuck. And life isn't necessarily about trying to become rich, which is the oxymoron to my channel where it says think your way to a million. My channel is about ideation to help those of you to realize that it's math. There's like, I don't know, I think I looked up not too long ago, like 7 billion something people on the planet. So if you have an idea, let me grab something else here a minute. Let's see if I think I have $1 in here. Hold on. Yeah. All right. So if you have $1, all right, and then you have 10 ideas, and then you know, maybe you can make $10, right? And if you have 10 ideas and you got 7 billion people, it's probably not going to be so hard to make a little bit more and not so hard. So when it comes to figuring out how to make more, to have systems, you need to check out, I'd say, my high level overview because I need to do maybe a newer overview, but the bulk of the content from the last overview still remains the same. Because if you are a course creator, you need to have a system. And I think I get so excited about helping others learn how to because there is the saying like you can feed somebody fish for a day and they're fed for a day. But if you show somebody how to fish or you show somebody how to make $100, they can repeat that. I'm gonna see if I can get one of my professional friends back on. I do have a story to share, another one where I don't want to give it all away, but it's like this. They're in the spa industry, and I help them like repackage their time, repackage their package, and that's what's so cool about being able to uh, understand the power of marketing as well as your value because and then the power of YouTube and then putting together a graphic in Canva and then using if you already have an email list, do this, okay? make a YouTube promotion or make a promotion, put together a graphic, uh, and have fun with it. And what happened was she she wound up making like $23,000 from that in 6 weeks from that one campaign that we worked on together. And so that I'm FTC compliant, not those results might not be typical, but they happened. They happened. And so along the way, when I go back to me learning how to do hair extensions, I don't know if it was the hair extensions I wanted to learn how to do so much, or it was the money that I wanted to learn how to make with one appointment. And so I've got 20 years of documentation about that now, and which goes back to systems and being able to develop a good client consultation. So I teach that inside my ecosystem to be able to have a client consultation packet. It's an absolute must. How about a customer service agreement? You need to have that. And all of that is taken care of at a consultation. How about developing the consultation into a full-blown service? I started charging for salon consultations 20 years ago. So if there's any pushback within my industry as far as, "Oh, you can't do that." I've pushed, and I've pushed. Oh, I live in a small area. That'll never happen. I live in a small area. I made it happen. So when you come into my ecosystem, we're going to have some fun because I've taken two industries, the hair industry, the automotive industry, and I've automated them. And when it comes to automating the trade industry, that's not easy to do. That is not necessarily easy to do. And I'd like to say that, like, I've put out there that I have like a 720-degree perspective or angle. And I'm not Tony Hawk. You do not want me on a skateboard, but if I could, I'd be doing circles, right? Because the advantage of building businesses from absolute ground up, like from an idea with really no business knowledge. Everything I learned, I taught myself. Um, and so I can save you a whole boatload of time, ton, a ton. And the other thing I want to see happen on my channel here is for you to participate. If you want to have special content made as far as like you're wishing that you could learn more about something, drop it in the comments because I did a face that somebody wanted to know one time, hey Amory, how do I do a faceless video, right? I was like, oh, so what I did was I actually used the software that I use to do stuff like that, and I made a tutorial based off user requests because that in itself is fun to do. And as I'm just on here tonight, just shooting off ideas, the other things maybe that's something you want to do for your YouTube channel. And on this journey of trying to do this whole thing, um, it's not perfect, but it certainly can be a lot of fun. The other thing that you can do with your lives is this. You can download the videos afterwards and you can cut them into shorts if you want. And the other thing that you can also do is say, hey, hit subscribe, because that's where us content creators can help support each other. And the other thing is that when you do use my affiliate link for the tools that I have to offer, you're going to get to come into my ecosystem because I'm not going to leave you stranded, you know? So So it just can be a lot of fun. And the other thing is this, right? So this is how I see the internet, right? You make content. There's this thing called SEO, search engine optimization, and then now there's AEO, ask engine optimization, and then there's the internet, and you just make content. And then if you have an idea, well, this gets all technical. Those are webhooks, and what I'm passionate about is just simplifying the tech. And when it comes to being ultra creative, I'm just as creative as I am technical. And then when you bring the two of those together, you can become invincible. So what I like to do is help people with their imagination because sometimes you just need to. I'm going to show you another page. Sometimes I think it's good to revisit. Oh, here's one. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you need to just revisit what it's like to be like, say, 5 years old again. Oh, because I've had people go, oh, you know what? I'm not creative. I'm like, yeah, but were you ever 5 years old? Yeah. I'm like, do you ever remember just using your imagination? Oh, yeah. I'm like, well, that's still there. All right. So in this instance, um, I was mapping out, I was mapping stuff out, and I was like really kind of like really angry at, can you see that company? I won't mention it, right? But what happened was I had right here, right here. Look, okay, right there. I had gotten locked out. All right. And then I lost one of my socials for 7 months. Okay. So because I lost my social, one of my social channels from one of the giants, I got it back. Okay. But that is the irony of how I wound up making Anne Marie Waltz official. I made myself so official. This is what I want to share with you. I think it's important for you to have your own website. And if you don't know how, again, grab a free trial to my tools, okay? Because I can show you how, and you'll also get access to my favorite company who'll give you Zoom support 365 days a year. Zoom support with real humans so they can guide you through things if you get stuck. Then there is AI now that can help you build stuff faster, right? So, and it's really important that you have your own website and make it a smart one too. Right? Make a smart website. And so then down here, I was still doodling. Okay. And then I'll go right, I'll straighten it. So it's right there. Okay. I'll hold it right there. All right. Get the right camera angle. There we go. All right. So then what was happening was I got really frustrated because, see, I got locked out. And then I go down here and then over here. And then look, I got banned again. I'm banned again. But this time they said that I was trying to log into people's accounts and I was doing no such thing. All right. So then from there, I was just like, okay, that's it. I'm going to be all official. And then it's important that when you're online that you have right here. Let's see if I do this. That you have your independence. You need to have your independence. So because with all the socials, I can tell you, because I've been on them in the fall with the other one that starts with an M, ends with an A, that I've been on, say, Facebook this fall is going to be 20 years. It's really important for you to have your own website, somewhere that is your own, that you control the hosting, because I can tell you from decades of experience that it's so crucial because the other stuff might be free. Nothing in life is ever free. It usually comes with a price. But when you use the tools that I have, what's really nice is that there's also an affiliate side of things. So not only can you use a platform or set of tools that you can grow your own brand on, uh, as big as you want to, and that's gonna be, up to your imagination and what you wanna do. But then when, say, you get that underneath you, you're probably gonna really, really love the platform so much that you probably wind up recommending as I do. But the thing about it is this, I found that from the first time that I stepped into a salon, I knew right then I'm 20 something now, and if you're watching this, I'm not saying I'm 20 something, okay? But I knew that someday, when I grew up someday, I was gonna be up the road. I did not wanna be burned out, and I can tell you now, I'm not burned out. I'm enjoying life. I happen to be debt-free, and that came through hard work and effort. And so if you're wanting to make a change and you're wanting to build something, oh, let's build it. Let's build it. Because if you haven't ever thought about, say, white labeling your idea, you can. What can you charge if you set up a system for yourself? Whatever you want. I mean, whatever you want. I mean, whatever you want. And the thing about it is that when you pinpoint what you're good at and you're able to break that down into a repeatable system, a repeatable course, then there is going to be somebody else that needs what you know how to do. And AI is not meant to replace people. Okay? It's not meant so much to replace people. And I know that I'm gonna talk to those and look into the camera right now, and I'm gonna find my people, okay? Because it's not it's meant to be it's first of all, it's artificial intelligence, or I actually like I like the word augmented, okay? How about augmented imagination? Because it's just meant to be a tool, nothing more, nothing less. And what's really cool about where we are at, like right now in today's day and age, not yesterday, not what happened 10 years ago, like right now is like you don't necessarily need to be locked in an office 5 days a week like the old days. Who'd want to? Did I say that out loud? But seriously, because you can not have a ball and chain of a physical building, so much how can I say this? Um, I'm not knocking, like, if you do have a brick and mortar and you loved going there, because this is my real YouTube studio, okay? I really painted the walls, right? See? Let's see if I can show you. Let's see. There's my actual briefcase, right? But I know coming from a trade business, okay, especially like salons, it was just ingrained in us back in the day that we were programmed that we were supposed to work 9 to 9. Who works 9 to 9 anymore? I go past half the salons anymore. They're locked up at like 5 o'clock, you know? But it was just like being a workaholic was just supposed to be like, I don't know, a trophy or something. Forget vacation. I'm not gonna say forget vacation. I'm gonna say make something that makes you a lifestyle. And what is a lifestyle for you? What's that mean to you? Does it mean having more time freedom? I love the fact that, like, that I do my real story is that I actually do have AI answer my phone. I do have AI answer my text, but I also have automated my stuff 25 years ago. So what came first to me when I was automating stuff was this: my time. My time with my family, my time with my friends, my time to go on vacation, my time not to be interrupted after hours, because what I saw from the beginning were professionals that were old enough to be my folks. I don't want to knock anybody, okay? But they were burnt out. They were hunched over. They were complaining. They could barely stand up straight. And I'm like, I don't want that to be my future. And so it doesn't need to be. And it especially doesn't need to be now. Oh my God, it does not need to be now. And how, the big how, do you make AI not be dumb AI slop? Okay. I'm going to use the words right back at you. All right. Because like about a week ago, I'll show you what I did. I was being inspirational, but hey, as far as showing, I'll show you one of my website builds. Okay. And I took my idea right here. So I took, let's see right here. I took this idea, and it's AI automation playbooks.amory.walts.com. So I was doodling right here. This is what I like to do. I like to empower people. And so I put that up. I had my phone, I did a recording, and I had a picture of that. And then I brought up the website to just show like how you can use your imagination to be a doodle, like doodle and draw, you know. It's called storyboarding for one thing. But then to be able to translate that with being able to use like AI to build with a website, because the type of AI that I build with, you literally have a like texting conversation. And if you haven't ever tried something, but you already have an opinion about it, take it from someone like me. If I had a preconceived opinion 20 years ago when I stepped into the hair extension class, when the hair extension class said you could make $1,000 to $4,000, if I had a preconceived negative opinion on, yeah, sure, right? Yeah, it would have never happened. But instead, because I understand there seems to be a lot of negativity around AI, if you have a preformed negative opinion about AI, I challenge you right now. Try mapping something out, right? Map something out. And I challenge you right now to use my link down below. Get yourself a free trial. And get yourself a free trial this week, because if you get yourself a free trial this week to try the AI, you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. You might actually find that like, wow, oh wow, you know what? This isn't so bad, because I spent 20 years making WordPress websites manually, every keystroke, every paragraph, all of it. And then when was that? Was that 11 years ago? I lost all of it. I got hacked. That was horrible. Guess what? I rebuilt it again, all manual. Oh my God. You ever see that cat meme? And so now what would happen, and how could I help someone that maybe loses their website overnight? Overnight. What happens if you lose your website overnight? You know? What do you want to do? You want to get back up and running, right? So so in this instance where I'd shared this, and then I had shared the website that I had made out of the inspiration with the artwork. People came at me, told me I was like destroying the planet and all this other stuff, which yeah, single-handedly. And my bad jokes and sarcasm are real. I've been around a while. But the thing about, I grew up watching sci-fi, right? And I don't disrespect other people's beliefs, but what I won't tolerate ever on my channel is, or first, if I'm mentoring any of you to start your channel, don't ever put up with bullying. Nobody likes to be bullied. Um, but it's fascinating. It's just absolutely mind-boggling now, to what extent how fast I say AI is well, I don't know if it's developing faster so much as it's more advertised. It's definitely more advertised, and I'd say the Super Bowl here in the States, this past Super Bowl about 6 months ago is really what really, like, turned the lights on, and everybody went, like, running to go to that website. I'm not gonna give them free press, but in the meantime, I had online booking 25 years ago, and if I can help you in any way to, point you in the right direction, invite you to my community, fast track your learning, that's what I am wanting to do. So, alright, well, I am gotta go now because I gotta go spend some time with my family. I just wanted to say hello. I hadn't done a go live in a while. The other thing I'm testing out on my channel right now is actually testing going live at different times. Right now it's 6:42 on Tuesday, June 2nd. I'm in Massachusetts, and I'm also going live on my desktop. I might test coming back on going live on my mobile because the algorithm can be actually kind of finicky. So funny. So that's the other thing is test, 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 be yourself. And I guess that's it for now. So when you want to start a business, get going, create a course, automate your current business, make a business out of automating other people's businesses, then just, you know what? Check out my stuff. And when you do use my affiliate link, you will get my bonuses. And also, you get to be part of my private community. Until I see you next time, thank you for watching.